welcome to Insight.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So I just kind of want to dive in and just jump in and ask you what first drew you to the mortgage industry?
It was more or less at the time. It was a hard time in the economy. It was 2009. I was bartending with a master's degree. And I met a gentleman at the bar, and he was very well spoken. He was tall, nice watch. And I'm very thankful for him. And he introduced me into the mortgage industry at JP Morgan Chase. So I was apt to doing some of the streamlined loans, which is kind of like the IRRRLs that we do today. You didn't need to know a lot about mortgages. You just had to know how to sell. I felt like I knew how to talk to people. One thing led to another. I was there for 2 years left, and that led me to Eric Katz at the previous company that we work with. And we took a chance on each other, and we've been paired together for 13 years.
Wow. What was that journey like when you first met Eric and you first kind of joined the mortgage industry?
It was interesting because I did talk about this the other week in front of the entire company. One of the first messages that Eric Katz sent me was the day after I interviewed with him. And he told me verbatim, he said, "I would be very lucky to have you, but you would be very lucky to work here."
Wow.
And it was bold, but I believe in him. I do. And I believe in our journey. I believe where we're going. And I think it's an important message to have to a lot of people.
Absolutely. Well, you were at IHL from the very beginning, correct?
Yes.
What was that? What were those first baby steps kind of like to witness?
It's funny you mentioned baby steps because when I left my prior employer, I was fresh off of getting married, fresh off of a honeymoon, and we found out we were having a baby. So it was a very joyous time. However, at work, it was in a way organized chaos in the best way possible because I knew I was with my best friends. It felt like family at the time, and we were all just going to figure it out together. And upon joining IHL, we had no clue what we were going to get paid. We just knew it was going to be awesome because we had Eric.
So it took a lot of faith.
Did. It was an easy jump. If you know Eric and you know his character, it was a very easy jump and it was a very easy decision, but it was hard at the time, right? Because for me, I just found out I was having a baby and then I was unemployed with the intent to join IHL.
Wow. So, I mean, that big of a career change with a lot of personal changes as well. What were some of the things you told yourself to kind of motivate yourself to keep going and keep trying?
It's just having a large why. Like my wife has been a very big part of that. She's my biggest supporter, my biggest fan, like the love of my life, and having somebody by your side like that, pushing you in the right direction to encourage you to do big things and set her career aside so she could watch me thrive is just very selfless. So I owe it to her and my son.
Oh, that's very sweet. I love that. Well, I mean, I can see how hard you tried and how hard you pushed yourself because you won MVP in 2024 at IHL. What was that like?
It was a surprise. You know, I love my team, and a lot of my team, they kind of caught me off guard. Whether they all came together and conspired behind the scenes and voted for me, or if they really feel like that, which I hope that was the case. It was a great feeling just to be recognized in that sense, because a lot of those guys, when they came over because they believe in IHL and they believe in me to lead them in the right direction. So it wasn't something that was given to me. I had to find them from scratch and ask them to come over.
How did you kind of know, okay, this person, I want this person on my team. I want to hire them on?
Most I've just had a friendly relationship with over the years, two of which, no matter what industry we're in, we were always communicating and texting, and they knew how to sell. They had great leadership abilities, and I knew they were in it to win it.
Great. So would you say it's less of like immediate talent and more just like an attitude instead?
A little bit of both. Yeah, you have that loyalty factor, and you know if someone's just down for the cause.
Right. Well, I know you take a lot of time out of your day to make sure everybody on your team is on the same page. You provide a lot of training for people, even if they're not on your team, which I think is very generous.
Thank you.
How do you make sure that those lessons and those values stick long term?
You got to walk the walk first. When I came here, I wasn't given a title. I had to earn it. I hit the phones as hard as I could. I had to make it work with a newborn, and I hit the phones for 3 hours a day, came in and managed the team from 9 to 5. And once they saw those prior numbers, they said, hey, maybe this guy knows what he's talking about. Maybe we should say what he says to get the same results. So I think it's just practicing what you preach, coming with a good attitude every day, and understanding that I work for the people that work for me.
Right. Would you say that's always easy to do?
No, because you're managing emotions, a pipeline,
right.
Schedules, you're managing leadership kind of meetings and things that you need to relay to people. And it's usually on the spot, impromptu. So that's challenging. It requires a lot of emotional intelligence, but I wouldn't give it up for anything.
It's rewarding.
Yeah.
Well, I know we know you can keep yourself accountable. What are some ways that you keep your team accountable?
Practice what you preach. Kind of same answer, kind of falls in line, but you lead with good values, like you'd like to think the people that you're helping want to be somewhat similar to you, and like you carry on those values to your entire team and hope that something that you pass along, they pick up and implement into their life.
Absolutely. Yeah. I can see that the trainings that you guys have, everybody's engaged, everybody kind of just wants to be there.
Yeah.
And I think that matters more than just it matters more that you're trying rather than being perfect every single day.
Yeah. You gotta really give a SHIT,
Yes. But I think that basically like your daily discipline matters more than, going really hard just one day and then kind of giving up. Yeah. How would you say that you stay disciplined professionally and personally?
My wife and my son are just kind of big, they are very motivating factors to me. If I fail, if I don't get the job done, then my wife can't stay at home with our son and install her morals, her values, and her love into him every single day. So in a sense, if I don't win, somebody else raises my son, and that's not okay with me. She deserves it. She works just as hard as I do and gave up a lot to watch me be here today.
It's really sweet. I love that. Well, when you do win, what are some ways that you guys celebrate?
You gotta celebrate the wins, right? But always remember the losses and learn from them. But the wins, I mean, they do come with great parties that Eric puts on, with amazing speeches that he gives every single year. We do dinners, we have outings, some people need verbal praise. Some people just need it over email. Hey, you're doing a great job. But it's important to kind of reflect on those wins and celebrate, but also learn from the losses and concentrate on your process.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. How would you say your definition of success has changed over time?
Oh, man. I think it's just like a change in values. Like when you're younger, when I was 24, 25, I valued a little bit more material things, fast cars, watches, and fun things like that.
The classics.
Where now, as I'm older, I'm not like YOLOing 2,000 into fart coin where that 2,000 can go into my son's education. It's just a matter of values and kind of growing up. I think just things change with the territory. My whole thing is I will put myself second as long as my wife and my son are comfortable. And that goes into YOLOing, into fart coin.
Yeah, absolutely. So Father, it's kind of changed your perspective on your career as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
More motivation. It's made me stronger in some ways, but also kind of softened me in some ways, because there's just no other better feeling than coming home and you're seeing this just bundle of joy that recognizes you and smiles and screams your name. Dad, it softened me in a lot of ways. It's allowed me to empathize and understand people's situations that do have kids, because you really go through a lot that a lot of people don't see on the outside, but you internalize majority of it. It's helped me be a better person, a better man, and a better husband.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it's changed the way that you approach your career as well, because I think a lot of people come into work and they just have like a totally different version of themselves. Yeah. But it sounds to me like you've been able to kind of translate those lessons into work as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they mix. I think having a very strong why is something that's important and something that fuels you. The stronger it is, the stronger your message is going to be.
Absolutely, yeah. When things get challenging, your why is basically your family.
Right.
Anything else?
Having rules that go along with having a strong why, providing for your family, protecting your livelihood, honoring responsibilities that you sign up for, making sure you're present every single day. When someone has an issue, to sit down, look them in the eye, turn towards them and understand this is a massive issue going on in their life right now, and to be there for them, whether that's personal or professional, goes both ways.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just kind of having that empathy as a leader as well. Yeah.
For sure. But also having a standard, differentiating the two, because sometimes when you do show too much empathy, it lacks clarity and there's not a standard, which is something that I'm taking to heart this year. And having flexible responsibility with a standard, with empathy and compassion is kind of all hard to balance, but the standard portion definitely has to come first.
Absolutely. What do you think is like the number one standard you try to instill in your team?
Hard work. There's no excuse for not showing up. skill sets, something we can work on. Whether you're a techie or not, that's something that we can either YouTube or fix together.
Absolutely.
But hard work is something that's just not negotiable for me. Like when you're here, you're here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to work hard. We're going to have fun. But we're also going to work hard and figure it out together.
Absolutely. Well, when you have those hard days at work, what are some of the ways you like to unwind or reset?
Go home, give my son and my wife a big hug. My wife is my peace. She's my harmony. And usually, and we're homebodies. We're just absolute introverts. Sometimes just watching our son run around at the park is enough. Our hobbies are just our family. We love food. We have a sushi night every Wednesday where me and my wife can just sit down, relax, and talk about like real things that are important to us, and we just every night, no matter what, we sit down as a family, we eat dinner. Like that is my peace and that's my time to unwind. It's just people, just being around them.
And it gets so crazy on the floor here sometimes. I'm sure it's nice to know you can go home and just chill.
Yeah, and it's quiet.
Yes, yes, absolutely. What are some of your favorite things you guys like to make at home?
So my father-in-law is a professional chef, and a lot of what he installed into my wife is just great cooking. So I lucked out where I'm a professional eater.
Yeah.
She's a professional cook. And I think I'm very good at that. But when I do make things for her, it's things like steak. Like I'm a great on the grill, whether it's homemade pasta that she's going to make combined with shrimp, like homemade cookies. Just got to watch the dad bod, whatever comes to mind. I'm a great eater and she's a great cook and she enjoys cooking.
Well, I hear you guys have some ethically sourced stuff at home. You've got chickens. I want to hear more about Moss Farms.
I'm trying to keep it under wraps because there's going to be some competition coming up between some of the other guys at the company that have farms.
Got it. Okay.
So
we can leave it out. We can do like a big rollout for Moss
but non-disclosure
Farms.
with myself.
Okay.
That I can't talk too much about it, but the chickens should be laying eggs in March and April. So there's going to be some pretty big competition for organic whole food that comes into Independence Home Loans.
I think we're kind of spoiled here because every day people just kind of bring in like the best stuff. And I'm like, as a college student, I can't turn that down.
Yeah.
I just can't.
We'll give you a round of a dozen. Yeah. We'll see how they work. We'll test them before to make sure that they're all good omega-3 and we'll see what you think.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just write a review.
I will. Yeah. Absolutely. 5 stars. I love that. Well, what's one thing that you're looking forward to professionally for the rest of 2026?
Professionally, to grow with the company, to get to know everybody here a little bit more personally, still providing the same amount of help that I feel like I give, and growing other leaders into positions and where they want to move into. We have the entire Ignite program, which is amazing. It allows for explosive growth throughout the company. And right now, my goal is to train future leaders to take on more responsibility, to enter that program so they can better themselves, their careers, and their personal lives.
Absolutely. Yeah. If somebody hasn't made that jump to kind of join IHL, what would you tell them?
You're missing out. It's not just on the parties. It's not just on the good times, but it's an actual culture that feels like family. Not to brand it like that. It's just, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a very good place to work and to build whatever kind of goals that you want to build for the future, whether that is to have a family, to have fancy cars, nice watches, whatever your priorities are. It's a great place to find your why and a great place to call home.
Absolutely. I think you said it best. Any personal goals for 2026?
Yes. We are having our second son in March.
Wow.
Yeah. So I am on official call.
Oh, I love that. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a baby that's in the 95th percentile. So it may come early. So our goal is to have a happy, healthy baby. 2 under 2. I know it's going to be challenging, but after that, we are shutting down shop. We are throwing away the keys and launching him into orbit with Elon. Like we are done.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens. Of course, it'd be a true blessing, but we're really looking forward to our new son.
Absolutely. Well, I'm wishing you and your wife the best,
Thank you.
Happiest, healthiest life with your 2 under 2. Good luck.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share with us today?
Just very thankful to be here. I'm very thankful for Eric Katz that he took a chance on a young, cocky kid 13 years ago. And here we are today. But no, all good things.
Perfect. Well, I hope you can watch this at the end of the year and kind of see all the growth that you and your team have made and just, have some new things to bring next time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you again for being here.
Appreciate it.